Hello and welcome guys, welcome to my ride. Today we are riding on an Aprilia RS660 built in 2022 with 100 horsepower. I will tell you if it's a valid option for the daily commuter and what my impressions about the bike are.
I put a floor on my spine, little baby, she told me that I gotta do better. Stuck in my ways and I'm never gonna change, you can hate on me young and I know better. Speaking your language in love, I don't give a fuck, so I'm calling you Rosetta. When it rain, double R's on my umbrella. I know the pain, now I'm looking for a vendetta. Red roses on your pedestal, put my pen inside a backwood. Fuck game is exceptional, I've been thinking you were skeptical.
Let's get started with the specs. The Aprilia RS660 got a 659cc parallel twin engine with 100 horsepower. The engine delivers 67 Nm or 50 foot-pounds of torque. The bike weighs only 188 kilograms or 403 pounds and got a 15-liter fuel tank. What I immediately noticed is the riding position. The riding position takes its inspiration from the RS-V4, but it's a relief to find that it's actually halfway between a superbike and a sports tourer. So wrists, knees, back and neck don't take battering after a long ride. The seat is comfy, pegs are low and knees are nicely close together for extra control, thanks to the Aprilia being just 2 cylinders wide. All practical stuff is taken care of, with mirrors that work, light controls, a screen that's high enough to keep the wind off tall riders and a low seat height of 820mm for shorter people. The seat position is very comfortable, but it's still not comparable in terms of comfort with a naked bike. But I think that should be obvious in this category. As a middleweight engine, the RS660's engine doesn't produce loads of torque. But the feeling of the riding is great, because the torque is already available in fairly low RPM range. I have to say the motor is really a highlight for me riding the bike, even though it doesn't like to be ridden in the low RPM range. Just keep it above 3000 RPM and you shouldn't get any stutters or other bad behavior. When you keep that in mind, the engine won't disappoint you. Its power delivery is great, even though it got a little weak spot between 5 and 6000 RPM. The Aprilia RS660 has good suspension and braking, without being truly superbike level. We got Brembo brake calipers, which are really high quality and are for example also found on the Ducati Panigale. In the front we got a Kayaba upside down fork, which is adjustable for preload and rebound. The same goes with the rear shock. The sound of the muffler is also really nice. It's a typical 2-cylinder deep sound and I'm pretty surprised how Aprilia managed to get such a sound out of a Euro 5 bike. When you put on an Akrapovic muffler, as this bike has, it gets even deeper and noisier. I really like it. The electronics of the bike. This bike comes with a full electronics package, which includes driving modes, cornering ABS and up and down quick shifter and much more. Compared to my last bike, a BMW GS, which costs 26,000 euros, this quick shifter works outstanding, especially when downshifting. I really have to say it's one of the greatest working quick shifters I've ever used on a bike so far. When we compare the RS660 to other bikes in this category, like the MT-07, the SV650 or the Honda CB650, it feels much faster. I think this is because the torque remains flat high even in the high RPM range, and this means you don't have to shift as early as you have to on a normal 2-cylinder bike. Compared to the CB650, which is a 4-cylinder engine, is that compared to the 4-cylinder engine you got much more power way earlier. So for me, this bike is really a game changer in the 600cc category. But is this bike viable for the daily commute ride? If you want a super bike for your daily ride, then this is a clear yes. The seat position is great for a super bike and the power is at a sweet spot for daily riding, and even on track days you can really have fun with it. It is very well priced since it's almost comparable to the Ducati Supersport 950 in my opinion. So I can really recommend it if you like such a riding position. Will I get this bike? I really don't know yet. The seat position is quite uncomfortable for me since I got an adventure bike before, so I think I have to get used to it a little bit more than other people would. I will definitely give it a try and will rent the bike for a weekend. If you're not sure if you should get this bike or not, please do yourself a favor and do a test ride or rent this bike for a few days. I really can't stress that enough. If you have already ridden this bike, please tell me in the comments below if you liked it or if you've already bought it. I hope I will see you again next Sunday. Stay safe, ride your ride, goodbye.